What's up, guys? My name is Nathan Larsen, and I wanted to just quickly make a video talking a little bit about song structure, because this is one of those things that I think a lot of people who are writing music, maybe struggling writing music, have a hard time with understanding song structure and how to differentiate their songs with structure. And I wanted to actually show you a song that I literally just started. It's super sketchy in terms of like the production. I'm not a singer, so I'm going to show you this. But just full disclosure, I do not have a great voice. I don't think I have a terrible voice, but I'm not that great. So I'm writing this for a guy that has a pretty soulful voice. So that's kind of what I had in my mind going into this. But what I wanted to show you was how specifically I differentiate verse 1 from verse 2 in different situations and scenarios. Because the thing is that a lot of times as songwriters, it's very easy to write a verse, come up with a really catchy verse, and then say, great, I can just like copy paste that and make that verse 2. And sometimes the song calls for that. And sometimes that makes sense, and sometimes that works really great. But I think a lot of other times, maybe that's just like being lazy rather than actually being, skillful or artistic in making the music actually work. So just real quick, all I'm gonna show you is verse 1, verse 2, because I haven't even written a chorus. My kind of method of writing is always different every song. I don't think there's ever just one way of doing it, and I want to be just very open to going with the flow. And if I don't have like the idea for the chorus, I'm just going to move on to the ideas I know I have. So the verses, I had a pretty clear vision of verse 1, and then I had this idea of like I really want to make verse 2 totally different to help push the story along. So what this song is about, I got the lyrics here. It's about this person, this guy who is feeling like, who has these feelings for this girl, this woman, and can't express it to her. So he's got this feeling of like, I'm running out of time. I know you're waiting for me to say something, but I'm hesitating. I can't say it. That's like stuck inside my head what I want to say, but I just can't get it out. So I'm just going to read the lyrics. Verse 1. I can see the day break. I don't want to be late to tell you how I really feel. I can see you waiting, but I keep on hesitating, and I can't say the words. To tell you that I love you, to tell you I can't stop thinking about you, it's killing me slowly. Oh, it's all inside my head. Okay, so that's kind of explaining the situation, the scenario. The chorus is going to be a little bit more of the payoff. Verse 2 is totally different. This is where this person's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell you, okay? So let me tell you what I think about you. Let me tell you how I feel about you. You make me feel like I'm the only one here. You make it feel like everybody else just disappeared. But everything I just said only happened in my head. It's like my tongue got tied and I'm losing my mind. So the first thing I think is worth noting is I wrote these lyrics along with the music. I was doing it all together. So the melody and the lyrics and everything was kind of interconnected. I didn't write these lyrics and then say, okay, let's figure out a way to make this work. I knew in my mind I wanted to differentiate the music, and that also helped me differentiate the lyrics. And so what I'm going to show you, let's go ahead and just jump in, is just a really, really sketchy demo. All it is like the electric keyboard, some snaps, and just like a kick. And that's all I've got. And this is going to ultimately show you how I differentiated this melodically, because I used the same chord progression, but I totally changed the melody. So I'm just going to show you this again. If you're sitting here like, this guy's terrible at singing, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be singing on this, so don't worry.
I can see the day break, I don't want to be late to tell you how I really feel. I can see you waiting, but I keep on hesitating, and I can't say the words to tell you that I love you, tell you I can't stop thinking about you, it's killing me slowly. Oh, it's all inside my head.
This is the chorus. We're just going to go ahead and skip the chorus. Here's going into verse 2.
Let me tell you what I think about you. Let me tell you how I feel about you. You make me feel like I'm the only one here. You make it feel like everybody else has disappeared. But everything that I just said only happened in my head. It's like my tongue got tied and I'm losing my mind.
Okay, so just listen to the very beginning of verse 1.
I can see the day break, I don't want to be late.
Okay, verse 2.
Let me tell you what I think about you. Let me tell you how I feel about you.
So what I want you to notice is how this is actually pushing the story. And I think that is, as a songwriter, my goal is to write something that is actually progressing and taking my listener from point A to B to C all the way on this journey of getting to where, you know, this person, this hypothetical person, this lyric, is experiencing something and they're going through something and they're talking about it, they're explaining it, and the music does not call for the same melody in verse 2. And so the thing is that I think a lot of people would benefit from, many of you potentially, is do your best to differentiate your verses. They can be the same. I'm not saying they can't. In many cases, that's like totally what makes sense. But try it. Like, just try coming up with something completely different. So here are just a couple options you could do. One, you could do what I did. Change the melody, and then allow the lyric to make sense melodically. So this is like the, let me tell you what I think about you. Let me tell you how I feel about you. And so notice how it's kind of got this like sense of like where we're going. And then the whole, but everything that I just said only happened in my head. It goes into like more of a minor deal. Listen to this.
But everything that I just said only happened in my head. It's like my tongue got tied and I'm losing my mind.
So even just in that verse, there's kind of this, oh, like that kind of took me somewhere where I didn't expect it going, because it's, let me tell you what I think about you. Let me tell you what I feel about you. Here's how it is. And then, by the way, everything I just said there, like I didn't say any of it. Like none of it actually came out. It was all just in my head and it's driving me crazy. I'm losing my mind over this thing because I just can't get it out. And then the chorus is going to be kind of the payoff. And so I've already got some ideas about where that's going to go. I know what the chord progression is and stuff. But yeah, change the melody. The second thing you could do, change the chord progression, keep the melody the same, or change the chord progression and change the melody. The third thing is you could just totally change the rhythmic structure and keep the melody the same. So for example, if, you know, at the beginning here, we've got this,
I can see the daybreak out of.
so quarter notes, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. I could easily just completely change the rhythmic. You know, I'm just kind of tossing that out. But like you could completely change the rhythmic structure of verse 2, but keep the melody the same, keep the chord progression the same, or just do a combination of all. Change the rhythm, change the chord progression, change the melody. The point is that there's not necessarily a right or a wrong way of doing it. The point is that I think it would be good for you to push yourself, challenge yourself to come up with highly differentiated verses. So that's kind of the main thing I got for you. I'll have to make sure that I upload this and share it with you guys once it's totally finished and when I'm not the one singing on it. But anyway, hopefully this was helpful to you. Yeah, and if there was anything that was totally unclear in this video, I'd be more than happy to make it clear for you. So take care. Back to music making.